Hi and welcome to Scott Shaves. So tonight I'm going to be trying to teach you a little bit about technique with using a single edge razor. So today what I'm going to be featuring is a Blackland Sabre 2.0. Alright, so what that is it's a solid stainless steel handle, got a little bit of weight to it, with, as you can see, a single edge. This takes the gem blade. One thing that I have found, I have a rather large number of gems. Gem razors are not my friend. I've heard time and time again people counting all the good shaves they get with them, right? And, I tried to maybe chalked it up to that my technique sucks. So I spent time working on my technique and developing it. Because one thing about single edge razors is they have a heck of a lot higher angle of use when going down the skin than that of a DE. Typically a DE is somewhere around here, where this has to be like this, okay? And for multiple reasons. First off, it's a much thicker blade. So if you hold it at a typical angle, that of a DE, it's not as smooth. So I have spent time in learning and perfecting the craft and so on and so speak, but I'm still a wussy. I cannot handle a gem razor. So, will this Blackland Sabre 2.0 be any different than that of a gem? Let's find out. So, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Pump GT or Adam out there. We did some razor hunting this weekend. And by and large, to be honest, it was sort of not successful, but successful at the same nonetheless. And I say not successful for the fact that we weren't able to find just big clutches of razors at good deals. But I do say it was successful because I managed to pull a couple rare razors that I'm missing, and I have almost all but yet completed now my Schick injector collection. I am only missing really the Type D and a few miscellaneous ones here and there, but I'm not missing many anymore. So I managed to pull a complete injector Type A, and yes, it does work. Pull off the cap, swivel out the head here without cutting myself if I can. I have a Type A injector. For those of you who don't know, this was a Type A repeater. This was the first Schick ever made. And then we happened to do the last hunt of the day. Looked around, and we actually didn't find anything. Found some razors, some common gems, some common other things, but nothing that stood out. Then I go, wait a sec, as we go to walk away from a case, I see this leather case right here, Schick repeater razor. Well, those of you who don't know, the one that comes in the leather case, it does not have a cap. This is a Schick injector repeater Type B. Okay, so this is the second Schick ever made. You can see it says Schick right there. And this does not have a cap, but it does have this cool. This is the original leather case for it. So those are a couple of the great finds that helped almost complete my injector collection, which is fantastic, okay? Sure, there's lots of miscellaneous ones and so on and so forth out there, and there's a ton of Type L models and blah, blah, blah. So to just sit there and say you have every model is, if you have one of them, it's a good start. Okay, so what are we going to be using today? So today, let's get into it. We're going to be using the Sabre 2.0 with a brand new Teflon coated gem blade, okay? A gem PTFE blade. So let's go ahead, get our lather started, and get going. Because you know what? There's nothing like the present, right? So how we're going to load this razor is we have to go ahead and the PTFEs come with this cardboard on them. And those of you who have never seen one of these, this looks much like a box cutter type razor blade, right? First off, this one says gem on the front and stainless steel on the back. These are much sharper. Much sharper. So on the Sabre head, you can see that this is screw here with two dots that go here and here and then in the middle. So let's make sure I get this set up on here right. Okay, go ahead and put the bottom cap on here. One thing Blackland is good about is these are machined, and you can see the machining marks on these things, okay? They don't like polish them to like a perfect finish. They leave a nice clean. I'll tell you, this thing doesn't screw the easiest, to be honest with you. I noticed that when I was unscrewing it, that it almost feels like it's cross-threaded, but it ain't. So there we go. Make sure my water is hot, which it is. We're going to be using today my West Coast shaving brush from my friend Michelle. Shout out to Michelle. You know, it's always good to have a nice wet base before you start. Soak your brush, alright? And depending on if you're using soft soaps and so on and so forth, we kind of covered what you can do in the lather challenge. So I'm going to go with... smells like I have a skunk outside. Welcome to living in Michigan. I've had a baby skunk out in my backyard like 2 times this week already, so not gonna deal with it again, but you know, it is what it is. That's Michigan. So I'm gonna go with my Body Works Mako Root Nut. I do have some no soaps to try, but I need to try to get rid of some soaps, man. I need to use these up, and you're not gonna use them up unless you use them, right? So let's go ahead and get a little water in our bowl here, just enough. And let's give this a whip. Alright. This has a good aloe smell to it. I did win the lather challenge that was put up. I mean, pretty quick at it. Alright, let's go ahead and get this all lathered up real good here. Let's see what we get here. One thing I will tell you, before you run out and buy all kinds of soaps and all kinds of brushes and stuff, I recommend getting really good at building good lathers with one brush and one type of soap. Because the better you get at it, the faster you get at it. Okay, so first impressions here. We're going to go ahead and do, these have a very high angle of view. So unlike a DE where you'd be somewhere around here to get that angle, these have to be fully tilted up. So you're going to center your razor, find the balance point of the razor, which is right here on this. That's where you're going to hold it. And then you're going to, very steep angle, give it a nice smooth pass. Okay, so what I was told with this, they were interested to see if I would like this over a gem razor. What do you guys think? I didn't really hear a whole lot of blade drag, and I'm going to tell you what, I didn't feel a whole lot of blade drag. So this is a very smooth single edge razor that takes a gem blade. Okay, did not think I could say that ever, because I have tried numerous, and I mean numerous, gems. I've tried the 1912s, I've tried the Micromatic open and close combs, the clog proofs, the bullet tips, you name it, the Gem Juniors. I have tried about every single one of them. I have them all in my collection. I have tried the Ever-Readies, the American Safety razors. I have tried them. I can't get a good shave out of them that is nice and smooth that I can tolerate. And I'll tell you what, this is a fantastic razor, but one thing you got to be careful with here is to keep your angle high. The minute you turn that angle in, A, you're not doing anything, and B, you can feel the drag, dude. So if you're using one of these, make sure to find the middle of the razor, which is the balance point of the razor, because that's going to be your grip. And you want to have a high, or as we call it, a steep angle of use, where it's almost running parallel to my face here. And when you get around here, what you saw me do is you saw me, once I got here, I went around straight down because you don't want to go sideways with these razors. They will cut you. You want to do like a mid down, and then I came from here down around. So this has a rather sort of big head on it. Not really, but I can't tuck it up under my nose like I do. So right here, I have a mole. So yes, I got it myself, but I didn't cut myself with this as in a nick. I have a mole that it's, anytime I have a very close shaving razor like this, it cuts it off. So that, there was some discussion about, has anyone ever had moles removed and so on and so forth? And I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to think about it because it's a pain in my butt. Because I bleed every time on camera and it looks like I'm a noob and pathetic on doing this, right? So, what did everyone else's weekend entail? Mine entailed a 3-hour drive to go hunting with Adam on Saturday, which was fantastic. Great time. Glad I did it. Will not be the last. We were already planning our next time. And then on top of that, yesterday, yours truly went walleye fishing. I was 3 for 4 yesterday. Caught 3 big hogs. So that's what we had for dinner tonight, And to be honest, I don't know how many of you are out there, sportsmen, that are part of this group. But I'll tell you what, it is a fantastic thing to go out and be able to provide for your family, put the meat on the table, so to speak. Go out, catch the fish, clean them, and eat them. And I'll tell you what, boy, there's nothing better than fresh fish. Fresh walleye are one of the hardest fish to beat. We just coated them with some garlic pepper or garlic powder and some Caribbean seafood seasoning and a little bit of that stuff, and just grill them, and man, they were fantastic. Trying to keep it healthy because your boy needs to lose some weight. I'm a bigger boy. I'm not gonna sit here and try to beat around the bush and lie to you. You probably noticed I'm a little bit on the heavy side. And my daughter's starting to come of age, as in she is 5. Starting to do gymnastics, starting to want to run around, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? It's kind of hard to run around when you're fat. You're sucking air, So, stupid molar makes it just look like I just butchered my face off. And it's just a mole, because if you look, nowhere else in my face, right here, that mole, right there, is where I got myself. So, because with a single edge razor, things can go bad real quick. With these, that is one thing I have learned with using these gems, because I have definitely cut my face more than once with these. Well, this isn't a gem, this is a Blackland Sabre, but so remember, when using these, find the midpoint of the razor where the balance is. That's where your main grip is going to be, between your index and your thumb, and you keep a very high angle of use like this. Don't ever stop mid-stroke. What I always do with these is I come off my cheekbone here, and then I use the rounded part as I go down like that, okay? I got my mole, nothing I can do about it. What happens? Didn't get myself anywhere else. Super smooth razor for being a single edge razor. So I have, I'm not going to say that I've argued with people about these things, but I've definitely been like a big proponent of these things suck. Because I just have never got a smooth shave with one of these. And this one was really good. Fantastic shave. This one, razor's on loan from a friend of mine. I really appreciate it, because man, that is a close shave. It was really smooth, really enjoyable. And And I just love having you guys here, you know? I don't like to take this all that serious, as in I'm here to share my experiences. I'm not here to, turn this into anything. I'm just here to be with you guys and show you some cool stuff and maybe learn something. Because one thing that I've seen the last couple days here on the groups, I've seen people talking about Nick's shaves, okay? That they learned how to do it from Nick. So I've kind of had a think session, and I'm thinking I'm kind of going to decide that I'm going to look at the old videos, and I'm not going to try to replicate them. All right, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel, but I would like to try to share my experiences on how to wet shave with you guys. So that's the lather, the razors that I would choose. Those were before I even thought about doing that. So I think I'm going to maybe we got some good videos coming up, all right? Sorry about the blood. Can't help it. Have moly on your face. It happens, right? And, there's nothing better for letting you tell you have uneven face than a DD razor or a single edge. It'll cut you every time. I'm more of the old school thing. I'm not going to go get an alum block. I'm going to go get a piece of toilet paper. Problem solved. Won't look all that classy, but you do definitely. Stay classy, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining me tonight.